And now the Hansons and Hiatus podcast with Nate and Alexis.
Happy Friday, fuckers. It is episode 83 of the Hansons on Hiatus podcast. I am your host, Nate, and this is my wife, Alexis.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
And don't forget to support the podcast. buymeacoffee.com/Hansons on Hiatus. You can buy us some virtual beers.
Ooh.
And I don't know if you can say what kind of beer, but, give me some nice tasty IPAs.
That'd be fun, yeah.
Yeah. And also visit hansonsonhiatus.com. You can check out our merch store. We got some new designs up there, some Oktoberfest. What else we got?
Halloween.
Halloweenies.
Dia de Muertos.
Yeah, Dia de Muertos. And some Puggy stuff.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course. Always punky stuff.
And you can also become a monthly Fucky subscriber.
Yes.
You can be a little Fucky for 99 cents, a medium Fucky for $4.99, and a big old Fucky for $9.99.
We love any size fucky, really, but
Yeah.
a big old fucky.
I know you got some Fucky shirts. Oh, you got Fucky shirts up there too, so you
I
can snag one of those once you become a Fucky.
Yes.
But yeah, just a way to support the podcast. If you like what we're doing, you think this information is helpful, or just like the stories, you can go ahead and throw a little our way if you like.
Yeah, subscribe. Subscribe to be a
Appreciate
fucky.
it. Yeah. But yeah, maybe you do a big old Fucky shirt.
Yes. It's
Yeah.
next on the list.
And also like, follow, share, subscribe, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, iTunes, YouTube Music at Hansons on Hiatus.
Woo.
Woo, woo. But let's see, this week it wasn't super eventful. I guess we did do some things during the week that we don't normally, like we usually, kind of just work and do things during the week, and then we party on the weekends.
It was a busy week. I love how you're like, we didn't do much when it's not like a scheduled kind of week. But I tell you every week, something always comes up. It's always somebody's birthday or an event's going on. There's always something to do.
Yeah. So we, let's see, our friend Brandon came in town.
Yep.
And this, he's our buddy from Chicago originally, and he was one of the first people we met here with our friend Wanda, who was the actual first person we met here, and her friend Marlos and boyfriend Jorge. Those were like our original crew. Like the first day that we met Wanda, we met all of her friends, and that included our buddy Brandon. And we've all been hanging out ever since.
We're the Sunday Funday crew.
Yeah. And they've all been here for like over 10 years. I think Brandon was here for 9 years. And he, I think last year, decided to go back to Chicago and help his mom out. I don't know if she was having some health issues or something, but doing that. And then he gets to work all these awesome events. Like he works for, I don't know if it's like a company or what, but he gets to go to like all the sporting events, like Bears games and college ones. I think they send him up to like Wisconsin and stuff too, Michigan.
Concerts.
Yeah. And then a ton of concerts.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was just in town during the week because on the weekend he has to work those games, but it sounds like he makes good money. He's one of the dudes that like sells beer like up and down the stands.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good gig. It's
very lucrative.
Maybe rivals OnlyFans.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just kidding. But yeah, so it was fun. We got together with them a couple times during the week. He stayed in my mom's place. So also, I know we haven't mentioned this for a while, but if you guys are looking to come down to Playa del Carmen and you need a place to stay, we rent out my mom's place because they're only here during the winter. So
Yeah.
so
It's a nice studio apartment.
yeah. Nice balcony overlooking the street. We're a block from everything. We have a rooftop pool with an ocean view. So probably wouldn't recommend more than 2 people. I mean, maybe if you have like little kids or something, but yeah, we can definitely host you if you're looking to come down to Playa del Carmen, and I can also take you around and show you some shit to do.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely could do that.
Yeah, but since we had the group back together, one night we were trying to figure out what we should do for dinner.
Yeah.
And I think we eventually decided on the grocery store.
Well, back up a little
Okay.
bit. We definitely knew we wanted to go out to dinner, but then the more stories and drinks we were having
And the
and
smoke.
this and this and this and this got a little late.
Yeah.
So then we were like, let's just go to Chedraui, the grocery store, and have some dinner.
Yeah,
Have
so
some snacks.
I mean, I know they have these all over the place in the U.S.
Yeah.
With basically kitchens in the grocery store.
True.
But the one here, it's great because that not all the grocery stores have this, but they have like a was it coal fire pizza oven
Yeah.
basically. They do tortas, they do pastas and sushi and everything. So we all got like a little bit of everything.
Yep.
And then they have tables and stuff. And you can also get beer there, obviously.
Oh,
So,
yeah. And wine.
And wine. Yeah, they got a machine where you like select the wine and it pours a glass for you.
Yeah, lovely.
Pretty cool. So so we all got something different. And you and I got the pasta pizza special.
Right.
And then I think somebody else got not sushi. Or did they get sushi?
No one had sushi. There was like a torta. Ceviche.
Yeah,
Someone got
ceviche.
Another pasta pizza. We had some meat and cheeses.
Yeah, and like you said, the torch and everything. So we all just shared. So that was great. And then we got beers, and they were like fucking $2 at the grocery store. So fantastic.
My favorite part was that we had pasta. No one wanted to go ask for another fork, so we literally had one fork or two forks that we were sharing between like the
I
six
didn't even
of
notice
us.
that.
I'm a germaphobe, but these are my friends, and it was fine.
Yeah.
It was great food.
It was fun.
That was my favorite part.
And what else do we? Well, and let me back up a little bit. Brandon was in town because he was changing his residency from temporary to permanent.
Yes,
And
very exciting.
And the way here it works in Mexico is you can do temporary residency for 4 years, and you can either renew it every year for 4 years, and then you can renew it into permanent.
Yep.
Or you can get 4 years all up front, like we did.
Yep.
And you just pay everything up front, and then you, after 4 years, can switch to permanent. And then that way you don't have to ever renew it. You're just a resident for life.
Can't wait.
Yeah. So I think we got another year, right?
Yeah, less than a year now.
Yeah.
Little
Yeah.
bit.
Because I think no, because it's is it January that it renews?
Oh, that's right.
I think it's
I'm just thinking
January.
when we moved here.
Yeah, I think it's January 1st, 2026. Or is it when we got it done? I don't know. Anyway, we got about a year.
Yeah.
So that's what we're kind of at least waiting for. To figure out. And then I don't know if we go somewhere else in Mexico, or I mean, we stay here, we could move some other country, we could move back, we could do whatever we want.
We could do whatever we want.
Yeah.
I love that everyone remembers. I thought you said you were only going to be down there for a year. And
Oh,
now
yeah.
look, it's been more than a year. I'm like, well, we're almost to 4 now. So we might as well just stay and get the permanent residency and then go from there.
Yeah. And it's funny, I think at least 2 people this week have asked us if we're thinking about moving back or whatever. And
Yeah, we have got that question a bit.
And like I said, on whoever asked the question, I can't remember, but it was like, oh, it's definitely crossed our mind, but it's just kind of one of those things like, oh, what should we do? Do you think we should move back, or should we, move somewhere else or whatever?
Yeah.
So, but I mean, we love where we're at. We, love our friends. We love all the things to do. I have a hard time at this point, even though we lived in Florida for 10 years, moving away from the beach.
Yeah.
And even though it's not like we go every single weekend or anything, it's just kind of like, even just moving inland in Mexico here, I'm like, what do you do on the weekends?
Yeah.
Like we have the choice. Do we go to the pool? Do we go to the ocean? Do we go to a cenote? Do we go to one of these eco parks? Do we go to the island and go snorkeling? There's just so many weekend things to do, where at least in Georgia, we normally would go to breweries, and we would go tubing a lot, down the Chattahoochee if it was if it was warm enough, and then go hiking and stuff. So there's things that we like to do that are inland, but I'm just thinking like, if we moved to Iowa or Florida or whatever, like what would we be doing day to day or weekend to weekend?
I'm sure we'd find something. to
Yeah,
do,
true.
for sure.
But it's hard to move away, to be this close to the beach, and like just being able to go, I'm having like kind of a hard day and just need to go sit on the beach and look at the ocean. And
Yeah.
there's that one meme or TikTok or something. It's like how it raises your happiness if you're by the water, right?
It does. Any body of water. I would disagree with you that we don't go every weekend. We go to the beach at least once for a few hours every weekend.
You think so? We didn't go this weekend?
Well, weather permitting.
Yeah.
I think. But yeah,
We-
we usually go.
We go in kind of like spurts.
Yeah.
Like remember, we'd be like strict pool every weekend for a few months, and then we get kind of bored of it, and then we were doing the beach every weekend for a few months, and then we're like, it's kind of a hassle to bring all your shit down there and stuff.
Yeah,
and then we'll
sometimes
do
you
the
don't
pool.
feel like it.
Yeah, so I feel like we kind of go through waves of what we like to do. But
For sure.
yeah, but anyway, so so he's here in town, or he was in town for to change his residency over to permanent, so he doesn't have to worry about it anymore. And one of the things I think is funny is some of the paperwork that you have to bring. One of the things is you have to bring a bill a current bill, whether it's electric or water or something else, I guess. But it's funny. It doesn't have to be your bill. I mean, it's supposed to be, but it doesn't have to have your name on it. I mean, especially like for us, we don't have our name on any bill because we live in an apartment and we pay our landlord the electricity and everything. But it doesn't have to have your name on it. Like he used one of our friends' electric bills, since he doesn't live here anymore, but it just has to be a bill.
And like the addresses don't even have to match up
Yeah.
either, right?
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. The address doesn't have to match the address where you're living because obviously, it's not a driver's license, so it doesn't have your like address on it.
Right.
It's an ID card.
Do you think one or the other would have to match up the address or your name or
yeah,
like
you think so.
to prove like in the States once you need a utility bill, it has to have your name on it or at least the same address. Here, no.
Yeah.
They're just like, bring us whatever.
But it makes sense, like I said, in the apartment or if you live in a house and your name isn't on the bill, like you need to use the bill. But yeah, it's weird they don't check. If it, but it has to be current. It has to be within like the last month or something.
Right.
I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we did.
Mexican.
Oh, we went to the Interplaya. That's our local soccer team match, and we've been going to all of them this season so far.
Yeah.
And we have two teams. We have an older team that's in Tier 3 league, professional league, and then we have a younger team that's Tier 4. And so we went to the younger one on Saturday, and so there was not a lot of people there. I mean, there was a decent amount of people there, but like there was enough where you could sit by yourself and not be like crammed into a bunch of people.
Yeah, like usually the Friday games were packed in and hot. This was everyone spread out and bring all your kids and just chill, and it was really nice.
Yeah, so we found a nice little spot up in the stands, and there was nobody around us.
Yes.
It was just you and I. There was nobody in front. Oh, there's a guy in front of us, but he's like 2 rows in front of us or whatever. And these two kids, would you say they're kids?
Nope. It was
pretty
much like our age, maybe a little bit younger, a couple.
Really?
Yeah, guy and a girl.
I think they were like teenagers. I don't think they were our age.
They're okay, maybe 20s,
I don't think
30s.
they were 40.
No, okay, sorry.
Yeah.
I forgot I was 40.
Yeah, I was going to say.
20s, 30s, my age.
Yeah. Come on, Sleeping Beauty. What are you talking about? Well, anyway, yeah, I felt like they were teens to 20s because the girls in front of us were clearly like middle school to teens. But regardless, it was like a guy and a girl.
Yep.
Yeah, they were right behind us. And the way the bleacher, I mean, they're not bleachers, they're cement steps, I guess, basically. Like they're big, like long seats, but there's no seat on the seat. It's just like a cement bleacher type of thing.
Yeah, it's just concrete. You're sitting on concrete for 90 minutes.
Yeah. So they sat behind us, and then I realized and we were kind of like sitting on the edge of our seats because we were leaning forward, like watching the game, and getting into it and everything. Yeah. And I leaned back a little bit, and I feel a fucking foot in my back. Right?
Yep. And I kind of did a little side view look. There's her legs crossed and her foot's like sticking right in your back. And the guy's close to me too. I'm like, what the?
Yeah, and that was the problem is her leg was crossed.
Yeah.
Her legs were crossed, so like one foot was like popped out.
Yeah.
And I kept on like bumping it, and then I wasn't doing it on purpose, but I look at everybody else, and they're all sitting way back on the bleachers. So I'm like, okay, it's not us. Like they're in our space.
Yep.
And I could just feel her foot on my back and like moving up and down and stuff. So I'm like, can you not feel that you're literally touching me right now?
No. Everyone likes to touch us or be close to us.
Yeah, it's so weird.
I don't know what it is. Get away from me.
Yeah.
I'm going to wear a sign that says, stop touching me.
And
I don't need this.
I've said it before, but I hate the cultural excuse. Oh, well, just everybody has different social distancing type of thing, whatever. No. Why do you want to touch somebody you don't know?
Yeah.
It's so fucking weird.
Why are you touching
Same thing
me?
with like the sidewalks we've always talked about, which is another conversation, but it's just like everybody is drawn to almost running into you to actually running into you.
Oh, yeah. We need to start taking videos just when we are out and about because there's some pull with the universe that people just cross right in front of us or they won't be moving and they'll see us coming and they run right in front of us. Like they can't wait when they see us. They have to, and they move or they sit right behind us when there's 30 other bleachers that they could sit on.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
It's like being in the bathroom when you don't know, but like being at a urinal and there's like 20 urinals open and the guy sits like right next to you. It's like, bro, like I don't mind, but this is fucking weird. Like why?
That would be weird. Why would you go right beside me to pee? Go down there.
Yeah, it's one of the many difficulties men deal with, Alexis. I'm sorry you haven't experienced
I'm
that.
so sorry. You have to pee standing up, and someone gets too
you
close
guys
to
have
you.
like a fucking like lazy boy recliner in there and perfume and potpourris and shit.
Not at the Interplaya soccer
Oh
matches.
no, I'm just talking about bathrooms in general.
Half of them here don't have toilet seats, so there you go.
That's
I got to
true.
squat everywhere I go.
Hey, got to work out. Get them glutes going.
Got to.
Yeah, so that was weird. But the game was good. We ended up winning, was it 3-1?
3-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Some yellow cards happened. So yeah, it's a fun time.
We eventually pulled the non-confrontational. We just moved down a section and kind of looked back like, had to move because of you.
Yeah. But I hate that too because it looks like we gave in, like we moved.
Yeah.
And then they're probably talking shit about it. It's like, oh, those fucking Americans. I don't know why I have an accent like that, but you know.
Otherwise, yeah, that was like French. Fucking American.
Fucking Americans. Oh.
Otherwise, I would turn around and say to her in English, "Could you not touch my husband?" And she would have been like, "Por qué?" Like, what?
Yeah, I don't know, but it was a good game, good time. So
It was fun.
Yeah.
I'm glad we won. It was it was very different, the junior team, than the adult team, I guess.
Yeah. Now time for some more Mexico moments of the week.
Yes.
This one happened at the track, and we see a lot of weird things at the track. You know, I mean, not weird, but people doing yoga and doing like lifting tires and all that. But this girl was practicing her bartending skills over in the corner of the basketball courts. Very weird.
Very weird.
But hey, I mean, at least she's practicing.
Yeah.
At least you tried.
Good job.
And then another thing that happened was we were at a food truck park for our friend Cindy's birthday.
Yes.
And it looked like it was going to start raining. We weren't really sure, but we're like, okay, this park has tons of tables with umbrellas on them. We're under one of them. We will be completely fine.
Good.
Doom. Here comes the thunder, the lightning, the rain. Through the umbrellas, all of them, all four of them. I don't know if they were not graded for rain. They're just sun umbrellas, but it was like they were mesh. We were just soaked. You were eating your sushi bowl or whatever the fuck in the rain.
Oh, yeah. It was terrible. They were definitely sunshade umbrellas and not for the torrential downpour that came upon us at Cindy's birthday.
Yeah. And there was some other girl with an umbrella, but she was under the water that was coming off one of the food trucks, and it was splashing on everybody that was under the other umbrella that was not working as well.
It was a clusterfuck, but I hope Cindy had a great birthday. Happy birthday, Cindy.
Yeah.
It was fun.
And this last one, we were walking back from Walmart, and this guy kind of passes us on the sidewalk, and he gets in front of us, and I bump you, and I'm like, what is that dude wearing? I mean, I wore some skinny jeans when I worked for Hollister, but I could see the veins in this dude's balls through his jeans. I mean, they were tight.
They were so tight. He was having trouble walking.
Yeah, it's like in Dumb and Dumber. Will you look at the butt on that one? Yeah, he must work out. So tight.
Oh my God, very tight.
Yeah, it was quite a sight.
Yeah.
Maybe he was wearing his sister's jeans or something. I don't know.
I think he accidentally put his sister's jeans on by accident.
I could see that.
Little swap. Laundry swap.
Laundry
maybe he got the wrong laundry back from the lavanderia.
Yeah, maybe he's just like, fuck it, bro. I'm wearing them.
Yeah.
I'm wearing them anyway.
This is all I got.
Oh, shoot. So, yeah, what else we got coming up this weekend? We got a lot planned this weekend,
We got
actually.
some plans this weekend. We do.
Yeah, so Friday is the next Interplaya match.
Yes.
So we'll be going back to that with some of our friends.
Very excited.
5
o'clock.
5 o'clock now, yeah, because they changed the times for some reason.
Yeah.
But then after that, we're going to go over to Club de la Cerveza, which is the beer bar that we usually go to that has craft beer and everything. And they're putting on their Oktoberfest.
Yes, I can't wait.
Yeah. And so the two bars that we always talk about, they're the two beer bars, are owned by the same people. Last year, we went to the Oktoberfest for the other one that just does CMC, which just does Mexican craft beer.
Yeah.
And our friend Marlos, she's from Holland.
Yep.
And she works in tourism and stuff. So she meets a lot of people from other countries.
She does.
And one of the 5 languages that she speaks is German.
Yeah.
So she had, I don't know if they were friends from Germany or they were people she met here that are just originally from Germany
Yeah,
or
I can't
what.
remember.
Yeah, but they're in town from Germany.
Yes.
So I don't know if she knew him in Europe or met him here, regardless.
Yeah.
They came to the Oktoberfest at the Mexican craft beer bar.
Yep.
And I love these places. I was a little embarrassed. Because you know how Oktoberfest is in Germany.
Yeah.
This one was, I mean, they had sausages. They had the little white and blue checkered flags and stuff up, but
streamers.
they were playing like, I don't know, like Enya or something, like lazy, like really kind of like piano melodic type music. And
it wasn't the right music for an Oktoberfest party. Not that, I mean, they open at 4, so it's not like you were listening to it all day and they changed it up. You opened at 4. Like, keep it going all night. And that's what people want. It's an Oktoberfest party.
Exactly. I mean, and, you know, not trying to take anything away from a lot of the bars and restaurants here. They're not the greatest at throwing parties that are like holiday themed.
Yeah.
You know, like to me, and to be fair, the other beer bar, Club de la Cerveza, last year, they had a guy making sausages on a grill out there. He was in the whole lederhosen outfit and everything. So
legit.
That they did a little bit better with that one. But you got to have German music, German beers, which they have.
Yep.
Specials, different of maybe like a mug holding competition. You got to like make people want to come there. You can't just throw out beers that you already have. I mean, they have the German beers year round.
Yeah.
And maybe the sausage too. I don't know if I think they have like the bratwurst type of thing year round. I don't know. So those people are coming back this weekend, and we're taking them to the Club de la Cerveza beer bar.
Yep.
Event. So
show them a good time.
I hope they do it better this year.
I think they're going to do a great job. Those guys know what they're doing.
Good. Yeah, I hope so.
It must be a Mexico thing. They don't like, even for their own holidays, it's not there's like no preparation or they're not thinking ahead what people would want or the consumer want. Even if it's your same specials, just promote it. You know, just throw up some things and make sure you have the same music. People are easy, especially if they're drinking.
Yeah, totally.
But have some of the, you know, the flair going.
Yeah,
on.
yeah. You gotta have the flair to bring in the crowds.
Yes,
for sure. And then that's on Friday.
Yep.
On Saturday, this is an Oktoberfest weekend, just so y'all know. On Saturday, we're going over to Cozumel to Wanda's, and she always actually since we moved here and met her, we moved in September. And that October, like a month later, she had an Oktoberfest party at her house, and we went there, and she makes, like schnitzel and spatzel and red cabbage and all this stuff. So, so this is like our third annual Oktoberfest on the island.
Oh yeah, it is. Wanda's a great cook, and she loves cooking for people.
Oh yeah, she makes the best food. So yeah, we're excited for that. And I always bring the beer, so I bring the German beers from the beer store or whatever. But this year, I found a keg.
Got a sneaky surprise.
But it's a tiny keg. It's not like a big keg. It's like 5 liters. And so it's it's about a foot and a half tall. It's like what are the ones in the US they have? I think they have like a Heineken one. It's like those little kind of mini fridge kegs.
What are those called? Like a pony keg or a
Nah, pony keg is like half of a regular keg. Or no, it's technically a quarter, I think.
Oh.
But that one's big. Like this one is
you could carry it.
Yeah, you can carry it. And we did, because I walked like 2 miles with it home from Walmart. No, from Mega.
Yep.
But it was like $20, and we get 5 liters of German beer, and so I'm excited to bring that, because I was joking with them, and I was like, my wife said I could get 1 beer from Germany to bring to the party, and that was it.
I love it. It's really cute. It's going to serve its purpose, and it's fun.
Yeah.
Why not?
And then the last thing that we're planning on doing, and we'll have all these stories next week. I'm just giving you a little heads up of what's going on so you know what to expect.
Yes.
And the last one is there is actually one of the breweries is partnering up with 2 other breweries and a beer bar in Cozumel, and they're putting on their own Oktoberfest party.
So excited. Like a beer fest almost.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's like, who is it? Kusam, Cerveceria Punta Sur, La Internacional, and then I think Mundo Maya. Yeah, so it should be good.
We love all those breweries, all their beers, and they're all wonderful owners.
Yeah.
We met them all.
Looking forward to that. So yeah, it should be a good time. So all Oktoberfest weekend.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah, even though the Oktoberfest in Germany ended last weekend.
It's okay. We're keeping it going here.
Keeping it going.
Get your lederhosen out. I'm sad we don't have our official hats. We should have brought them back
I
from the
know.
States.
I just have my like Miami Vice one. It looks weird.
It's okay.
Yeah. Let's see what else we got here. Obviously we've recorded this before the hurricane has hit Florida.
Yeah.
We went through it.
Yep.
And we just got, so we're where we are on, like, if you're looking at Mexico and you don't really know the area, the little curl, that's us. We're on the outside of the curl.
Yeah.
And this started in the Gulf of Mexico, so it was hitting the inside of the peninsula.
Yeah.
So it kind of grazed. Merida is a little further inland, but Progreso is like their beach area, and that was right on the water, and that got not like decimated because all of the buildings here are made out of fucking cinder blocks and concrete and everything, but docks broken up, bad flooding. I saw like a merry-go-round or something that was just crushed.
Oh,
Right.
wow.
I think it's like kind of like a boardwalk type of thing on the beach, but
Yeah.
so those people got it pretty bad. It was like a Cat 5 when they got hit.
Yeah.
So
I thought we were going to get, I mean, we got a bunch of rain and some crazy winds, but I thought we were going to get a little bit worse from it.
Yeah.
I'm thankful that we didn't here in Playa, but I feel so bad for everybody north of us.
yeah, and crazy lightning too. I mean,
Crazy
it was,
lightning.
if you saw my Instagram stories, the loudest lightning I've ever heard, and the thunder, it was just like, it was like the sky's stomach was rumbling. It was just like,
It was like constant.
Yeah.
We both lived in Orlando, the lightning strike capital of
the world. Yeah.
So I've never heard lightning like that before. You were taking videos. I'm just like, get away from the door and the window. It was freaking me out.
Yeah, but it didn't even do it justice. It was so loud. It
So
was just
loud.
like crack, crack. Like it was crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was like the top right side of the hurricane, but we were out pretty far from it. Progreso is like a couple hours from us. So we were fine. And thank you everyone that reached out and asked how
Yes.
we were doing. I know on the map it looked like we were like in it, but we
Yeah.
were on the kind of the edge of it. So we're safe and we're good. And it was just some bad storms and rain and everything.
Oh yeah, we've been contacting our family more this week, kind of keeping on track of them and keeping up to date with where everybody is, because you have family in Florida and I have, the majority of my family is in Florida. And
Yeah. My cousins are getting prepared and doing well. They're still cleaning up from was it Helene?
Helene.
Yeah. But this is kind of funny. So Alexis's parents, full disclosure, are divorced, and they both live in the west coast of Florida,
Yep.
in Clearwater and Largo, and around that area. And so does her brother and
Yep.
his girlfriend.
Yep.
So we convinced her dad to get out of Clearwater because, if you're familiar with Clearwater, there's a causeway that goes over to the mainland, and when that road's shut down or busy, you can't get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, he's like Clearwater Beach, so there's one way in and one way out. We were like, you are going to be stuck there for a really long time and no one can get to you if anything happens, so you need to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah. And her mom does not live in a hurricane safe home.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, you guys got to go to her brother Eric's.
Yeah, he was already planning on picking up mom. It was pretty much dad needed the convincing to get the fuck out of there.
So they are all in her brother's house.
Yep.
And the hurricane, again, we were recording this before it just came.
Yep.
Is supposed to come like Thursday evening.
Yeah.
This was like Monday or Tuesday, and they're all like hunkering down in the living room, and I'm just like, you got a couple days.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously the traffic's going to get worse and worse,
Right.
but at least they were just traveling within town. But I might have waited a day or two.
I think that's what they were preparing for. Like, get out of there. Both of them have cars, obviously, and things. So get everything important out of there. Get the cars to the mainland, and then figure that out. But then, yeah, they've just been hunkering down at Eric and Pebble's house, carving pumpkins. Mom's making chili. They're eating all the
Just talking
hurricane
politics,
snacks,
just like
trying not to talk about
Yeah.
politics. The whole, mom and dad stuff. Really, really funny.
So,
Keeping us entertained.
So Godspeed, Eric and Pebbles. I feel for you.
You guys are doing a great job. We appreciate you.
Yeah, but I'm really happy that they both decided to go there and to a safer area.
I'm thankful that I have one of my, I have two brothers, but one is there. I'm so thankful that he's there to take care of them or be there for them. I always tell him thank you. And I feel so bad that he's the only one of us three kids that is there to watch after them. But thank you. You're doing the Lord's work, Eric.
Yeah. And I've been checking in with all my Florida friends because they all checked in on us, when we had the barrel. Hurricane barrel.
I forgot about it.
But one of my friends, Emily, we were talking to, I thought was interesting that I never really thought about. So she works at a pawn shop in Orlando, and Orlando is it's in the middle of the state. It's inland. And she's like, I feel so bad for my boss. They're sending him to this other location in Tampa to go pick up all the guns.
Yeah.
And I didn't even think about that. Nope. And I was like, oh, that does make sense. Because if shit starts hitting the fan and the windows are broken or whatever, you don't want a bunch of fucking criminals running in there and stealing all the guns and just having them on the streets or whatever. So they had to go get the guns, I guess. And
not even criminals, just anybody.
Oh, true.
Kids,
yeah, or
whoever.
Literally anyone. But I mean, if you're stealing a gun from a pawn shop, you're now a criminal.
Yeah, true, true.
So
your status has changed.
Yeah, but I thought that was crazy because I never thought about that. Yeah, like you got to get things like that out of that area. But she's like, I feel so bad for him because I saw another TikTok where they said it took 4 hours to go 60 miles or something like that because everybody's trying to get the fuck out of Dodge,
Oh, yeah. I saw another video where everyone was moving pretty smoothly and they're like, you'll never see this site again. And, Florida traffic, it was actually like moving, but eventually, but
because, and let's be real, like we lived in Florida 10 years. We can say this. Florida people are historically, I don't give a fuck about the hurricanes because they've had so many of the boy who cried wolf situations where, it's going to be a big one. And then the last second it kind of veers left or veers right and then nothing happens. And I think people get upset for preparing for that. But you got to, I mean, if there's an inkling that it's coming your way, you got to prepare and either get the fuck out or just have a plan in place. Because, I'd rather be wrong 10 times or right or whatever 10 times than be wrong one time and then your whole fucking everything's gone.
Especially if you live on the water. If you're right by the ocean, which my dad was like, get the fuck out of there.
I saw some TikTok and this lady was like, everybody says I'm dumb. I ain't leaving my house. She's like, my husband built this house and he's in construction and blah, blah, blah. And no, she was being a bitch about it. Like she was like, see my house. Like she had like a mansion. And I'm just like, are you under the impression that if you stay that the hurricane will not hit your house?
Oh yeah.
Because it doesn't matter if you're there or not there, the hurricane's a coming.
Yeah.
Like you being there, you're not gonna hold the fucking roof on or whatever. So
oh yeah.
So yeah, I thought that was funny.
I mean, both of us lived in Orlando for about 10 years after they had a terrible hurricane.
Yeah, the 3 big hurricanes that they had in like 2004. Yeah. I moved in 2005.
I think I was there 2006.
Yeah, and then we moved to Atlanta in 2015.
Yeah, but I remember us, not really taking it seriously. You would get candles and batteries and food and stuff, but it was more like a party. Like, we don't have to work, hurricane party, hunker down.
And we also lived in Orlando, so we were in the middle of the state. So anytime it came through Orlando, it was typically weakened quite a bit.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So, but yeah, but we were lucky we lived there in the 10 years that nothing big happened.
Yeah.
And which is why I think it's crazy that people are like questioning this hurricane, like, what? This is very weird that there's 2 in a row. We've been lucky we didn't get any for like big guys for 10 years like this. The ones in 2004, boom, 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 like 3 or 4 right in a row. Nobody said it was weird then. It's just like fucking weather's crazy, man.
The ocean is hot and it's angry.
The sky did sound angry when we were. When it came through here. It's crazy.
Did. Very, very angry. Terrifying.
I just want to bring this up real quick. I'm sure a lot of people saw our social media posts, but this week was a year since our pug Tiger had passed. So I just wanted to thank everybody who left us nice messages and, said they were thinking about us and stuff like that. And it's just been kind of our healing process. After he passed, I was doing Tiger Tuesday on his Instagram and I was just posting a new video from like before he had an Instagram from back in Georgia or whatever. And I was just trying to keep his memory alive.
Yeah.
But as time has gone on this past year and it's gotten a little bit easier to deal with and we're not crying every time we think about him and everything, I kind of stopped doing that. And I just didn't want to overwhelm people with like, okay, we get it. Like your dog, has passed or, I don't. So I kind of like laid off of it. But this week we just wanted to pay a little homage to Tiger and Pharaoh, because you know, it was like it's been a year since Tiger passed. It's been 3 years since Pharaoh passed unexpectedly,
Can't
like
believe
right
it.
before we moved here. So this is like our first year not having any kind of pet.
Yeah, very weird, very odd, and uh, it's still hard. You know, it's not as hard as it was a year
Yeah.
ago, but I'm just thankful that we documented so much. We have so
Same.
many pictures and videos, and during the pandemic, I was doing TikToks with them and walking them all the time. So I was so thankful that we had the availability to do that and
Yeah.
have those memories forever. So it's probably pretty annoying for everybody, but at the same time, we got so many nice messages.
Yeah, and I think people love Tiger. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
like we would always have people message us or send us pug videos and stuff. Or met him at, like our beer releases or our podcast and pours events
yeah.
that we had, and so yeah, I think people enjoyed him. So, but if not, sorry.
Yeah, I think so too. But I think it just makes me realize or have that much more sympathy and empathy for when I see other people that have
Right.
lost a pet or anything like that. Because, like I said, I didn't grow up with pets. You did. So Tiger was like my first dog
Yeah.
ever, my first like real pet, and Pharaoh as well. So I really didn't know. Obviously, I'd be sad if someone's dog died, but the power it has over you, or it just I realize it way more now.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. And it's one of those things that I'm sure if you've had multiple dogs over your life, it gets not, I don't want to say like that much easier, but it
Yeah.
probably is a little bit easier if you've gone through that cycle before, and where we've had two dogs that are kind of our only dogs. I had a dog when I was growing up, but I was in college away from home when she passed, so I didn't really, have to go through that.
Right.
And we had a cat, same deal. But yeah, these were our first like real dogs that we had as adults and took care of our, for 14, 15 years.
Yeah.
And it's hard.
I think it was a little more traumatizing for us too, because it wasn't just like, oh, they're old, we have to put them down or do this or that, or they just, didn't wake up. Both were pretty kind of
Yeah.
traumatic experiences for us, especially not never dealing with that before. So
Yeah.
That
Well, I mean,
was-
like Pharaoh, it was unexpected when we were on a plane,
Yeah.
like we took off. Hey, Dad will be home soon. And then we land and, he had passed like
Yeah.
in that time frame. And then Tiger, it was, he had a lot of like, not a lot of medical issues, but we were dealing with, his
Yeah.
cough that, if you remember those episodes,
the
he had that collapsing trachea, and then, he had gotten an eye ulcer, but that was, we luckily got that healed and everything. And, man, I just like thinking about that day, like a year ago, I was just thinking like last year I was, giving him mouth, CPR
Yeah.
on our bed, trying to keep him breathing, and, him screaming and all that. It's like I'm glad that we've kind of gotten past that a little bit. It's still hard for me to talk about, but
yeah, I couldn't stop hearing the pug. You probably see him on Instagram, the pugs getting their nails clipped and that kind of girlish scream. They do that. That's real. Tiger, I've never heard him do that before
Yeah.
until that night, and it was especially traumatic because it was like a Friday or Saturday night at
2 a.m.
2 a.m. Anyone we called is drunk or drinking or passed out or this or that. And it was like we just needed help. So that was pretty difficult to navigate. But, I get it, the life cycle. And
Yeah.
we did the best we could. And he had a great life. We realized that. And that's.
Yeah, and getting back to like you were saying with the photos and everything like that, I think that actually helps us heal more, is realizing he got to do so much. He had a great life. He was on planes and boats and tubing and backpacking, going to fucking Mayan ruins, and just having the best life.
My mom would always say, like, anytime she loved both dogs, but both sets of our parents love both dogs, but I would send her pictures and she'd be like, geez, I hope I come back as Tiger when I pass,
Yeah.
because he had a better life than me. He's seen more things and traveled to more states and countries and different things
Yeah.
than a normal person gets to.
So if I have any advice, I would say take those photos, take those videos, keep them safe. Because it's, like your parents, you see, they have like one photo of their dog in black and white from when they were a kid. And we
Yeah.
have like videos. So like when we watch him, I can hear his little snorts and
Yeah.
his grunts and stuff. And you can like really remember them really well.
Oh yeah, I can. Some of those videos you were playing for me, I can remember exactly where we were, the weather. I can smell them. I can feel them. You know, it really takes me back.
Yeah. So yeah, take those photos and take your dog. If you're
Yeah.
able to go, I know some people have bigger dogs and they're not
Yeah.
always welcome everywhere. But if you can take your dog on, we would if we did a beer trip to Charlotte or this or that, wherever,
Oh, yeah.
Birmingham, that was number one. Like find a pet friendly hotel and bring the dogs with, even if they're inside a little bit in the hotel room, just hanging out. We would always bring them to the breweries, to the restaurants, take them for a walk, like just get them out and let them live a life, like give them the best life you can. And I know most people do.
Oh yeah.
But I'll try to think about that,
Yeah.
when you're taking care of your dog. Take them with if you can. Put them in the truck, bring them with, take them to the park, whatever.
Oh yeah, let him sniff and pee on everything. I know that was the one
Yeah.
thing. Like it's so annoying that Tiger and Pharaoh would pee on something. Tiger would want to do the same thing, or they'd sniff every single spot. That's their thing. Just let them enjoy it and just let them do what they want. Not everything, but let them pee on everything. Let them sniff everything.
Yeah,
That's what they like.
except for other people and other dogs.
Yeah.
Don't let them pee on that.
No.
But also, while we were talking about the hurricane, we really hope our friends in Florida are safe and you have
Yes.
prepared well, and you can get out. Please do help your neighbor, and don't forget your pets.
Yeah.
Please take your pet with you if you can, but don't leave them.
Yeah.
Like just bring them with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So all right. Well, I don't want to leave on a negative note. Lex,
Yeah.
you got anything funny to say?
Sorry. Not at the moment.
Yeah. Oh shoot. Well, hope everybody has a safe week. I hope this is airing Friday, and I know the hurricane I guess hit last night, so I hope everybody is okay and it's not as bad as it was supposed to be. Hopefully it dissipated a little bit.
Yeah. Be safe. Take care of each other. We'll be checking up on everybody and messaging you. I know it's annoying, but I'm not going to stop. So
Yeah. And donate to whatever you can in Florida, the Red Cross, whatever, like United Way, whatever kind of charities that they have there to help people out, because I'm sure some people are going to need some help. Especially, there's a lot of old people in Florida.
Oh yeah.
Is
there?
Yeah, well, even, I mean, I know the person isn't old, but our friend Lindsay Marie, she from the Rock 100.5, she her mom lives in Florida, and she's basically a mobilized chair bound.
Yep.
And she's on the first floor, and she's like, I can't get out of here
Yeah.
because
scary.
she's in it's not assisted living. It's like kind of like that, but it's not assisted. So they're like, we don't have any obligation to help them. Like,
Yeah.
what?
Which is
So I can't remember what I saw in her
Crazy.
post, but she got somebody to help her to get her to somewhere with higher ground, because
Yeah.
Jesus, I can't imagine.
That's another idea too. If you have an extra apartment or an extra room or a basement, like if anywhere somebody you could take in some of these people that have to leave their homes and can't afford maybe hotels or whatever, just put them up for a few nights.
My cousin has a big yard, and he's on higher ground, and he was like, hey, if anybody needs a place to put their boat, that's
Oh,
in
yeah.
that might get destroyed or whatever, he's like, I'm on higher ground, so you can come put your boats in my yard. Just something as simple as that.
Yeah, that's great. We all need to be helpful during these times
Yeah.
instead of against each other.
Exactly. So, all right. Well, I hope you guys have a great weekend. Be safe.
Yes.
Drink some German beer if you'd like.
Yep.
We will be doing that.
Hunker down.
And don't forget to support the podcast. buymeacoffee.com/Hansons on Hiatus. You can buy some virtual beers if you're enjoying the show. Also, hansonsonhiatus.com. You got the merch store. You got the fuckies. You can become a monthly subscriber. Really appreciate that. And also, follow, share, subscribe. Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, iTunes, YouTube Music at Hansons on Hiatus. Hope you have a great and safe weekend. Happy Friday, fuckers.
Happy Friday, fuckies.
That's it. Thanks for listening. Goodbye for now. Bye.